Oh my gosh. Man, this situation with Blueface and I didn't even change the title, but I'll change it. Blueface, Chrisean, and that child. Um, y'all doing too much encouraging of him to be standing up. Please stop. Please stop. And don't be saying Blueface doing him a great, he got him standing. Okay, we see him stand. We see him stand. We saw him grab the edge of the thing. If your mama put you in there all day, you do the same. Okay. So we know he can stand. All right, can you get past that, please? Listen, the boy is standing on his ankles. Can you imagine how painful that is? And Blueface is an idiot. Because you can clearly see that you standing him up on his ankles. Somebody need to break his ankles so he can walk around on his ankles and see how that feels. See how he might like that. I don't think he'll like it. He needs help. Someone just commented on my page, which made me go live. Put his shoes on opposite, and that'll fix it. Okay, so you can put the left shoe on the right foot and vice versa, and that will fix his issues. It won't, especially since it's been a thing for a while now. Okay, he needs medical help. He needs help. These two things don't care about that boy. You see him with a mic on just because June, yeah, what's that? Carlis's son. Toss him around or whatever the heck she is doing. Doesn't mean get that out of here. Stick it down. It doesn't mean that he cares about her or him. He does not. Okay, yeah, that's a whole grown adult. He can look at the boy and see when you stand him up, you are standing him on his ankles. Okay, there's a lot of things going on with that boy, and it's a lot. It's too many of y'all still commenting online, trying to say, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with him, and he's all right, and he'll be okay in his own time, and all that." See, the thing about this young boy here, not baby, toddler, 3 years old. Junior being resilient and all that he is, which is great. But I feel that when he keeps progressing, she's going to keep being in denial, and you guys are going to play along with her, and the boy is never going to get help. Okay, so let's see, 3, 4, 5, give him a couple more years. He'll be kindergarten age, not as if they still have mandatory schooling as a thing then, which they probably won't. Didn't your boy say he getting ready to schools? But let's just say, at some point, he gonna have to go do something. And so, what happened when people, who can do something, say, there's a lot going on with him, and he should have been got help, but he needs help. And so, you mean to tell me you never got him help? Mm, interesting. All right. And hopefully, they put her under the jail and get him help. It's really sad. Y'all too busy worried about what the heck them two doing with each other. Nevaeh at home, how she taking it. The whole thing is a hot mess. But in the meantime, we are watching this 3-year-old boy being neglected and abused, suffering. You see Blueface try to spoon him some applesauce or something and give him a bottle. And it took a lot to do that because he kept turning away. Now, for a child you don't see eat or drink, why did he keep turning away? Don't say it's because he can't swallow food. Are y'all okay when y'all keep? I'm just he can swallow. Okay, he can swallow. He swallowed. Let me not do that again. You see how my filter gets you to do. um, He can swallow. He can swallow. He swallows his milk, don't he? Okay, he can swallow. I don't understand why he's doing that. I think, for one, he has a concern about anything coming towards his face. I think it's due to abuse in different ways. She's very neglectful and abusive, in my opinion. Of him, the neglect is not an opinion. The abuse is not an opinion either. Okay, neglect is abuse, but I think there's like some physical, you know, um, abuse put on him because he acts like it. He don't like his mama very much. He don't care for her. He don't want to be around her very much, and he's receptive and calm with Blueface. Uh, but he's always trying to get away from that demon. And y'all are still caring about what them two are doing with each other. I just, I don't get that. I really don't. The boy needs help. Okay, the boy needs help. The boy needs help. Why do you care more about Blueface and Chrisean than you do about this little child that was there in the back seat of a car with no car seat sitting right next to his mother while they are drunk, high, and also engaging in substances and getting pulled over by the police? And um, on what planet would the police just let these people go? Get back in the car with your high and drunk self and with your weed and whatever else you got well on you and the child that is disabled and 3 years old who should be in the car seat. Go ahead and set him back down without a car seat. Y'all could just pull off into the sunset. But y'all care about what the heck they doing. But you don't care about what's going on with this boy. That girl's drunk out her mind around whoever they was with. Blueface, all these other people. She couldn't tend to or help her boy if he needed it. Not that she cares or does that when she's sober. However, drunk out her mind and high. And Blueface had to carry her in and carry her upstairs. Okay. It was nice of them to bring her child in with her, right? Because she didn't, she couldn't. And see how y'all just act like that's no big deal. See how y'all just, you talk about them and their whatever they was doing and saying, and when he go back home, and oh, the soap opera of it all. What about this boy? What about this boy thrown in a playpen that's up against the wall with a TV hanging over it and the cord right behind him? What about that boy? And they put a mic on the boy. Mm. So he's supposed to just, he not, it's dangerous putting him in a playpen. Do you know that? Did you see when he's in the playpen? You see when he leaned up against the playpen? It only takes a decision. That's all it takes. As bad as he want to get down and try to get around, it only takes a decision. I'm gonna climb out of here, and boom. Okay, it's gonna fall, and it's gonna hurt. He might hit his head. He might hit his nose. You already see when something happens when he falls, when he cries. She don't budge. She put him in that room, probably in the playpen, shut the door, and be on stream with y'all all day. But you care about what she doing and what she's saying about some dude and whatever else. While she playing with God, don't worry about all that. The boy needs help. The boy needs help. The boy needs help. Okay, two clowns that want to play around. 30, they in their 30s, high, drunk, all that, and y'all think they superstars. Him, these chicks, these children, okay, who cares? Your boy need help. Y'all tune in every second of this weekend to watch him with that girl, and you watched her high out her mind the entire time, acting annoying and like a little kid. And she gave the child probably 2 to 5 minutes of attention the entire time. You don't see him eat. You don't. She does not even mm, attempt to feed him. Okay, listen. Blueface likes exposing her. Okay, so the baby food, the applesauce, whatever that was. First of all, we watching somebody mm, try to feed a child while the child is laying down in the bed. Clearly, they don't care. It's for views. I'm talking about it, but I ain't talking about it the way y'all talk about it. Y'all, oh, look at there. He needs his papa. He needs Blue. And oh, he gave him more attention and more progress than his mom. You say shit like that. First of all, he's trying to put a spoon in his mouth with some food on it that he will have to swallow while he laying down. But y'all say the boy can't swallow. It'll go in his lungs and he'll choke to death. Yet you know that the main way she feed him is a bottle. So clearly he can swallow. Dang, AI, mind your business. Okay, this live stream is about AI minding their business. Mm, AI, mind your business. Trying to summarize my video. I ain't asked for that. So when he had managed to get it in his mouth a couple of times, what did the boy do? Reluctantly, but he participated, right? Okay, do you understand that he don't know how to eat? When he see other people do what they do, he don't know what they doing. He doesn't compute things the way y'all think. And nobody's taught him anything. Well, think about it. Have you ever had children? Mm, they don't know nothing until you tell. Well, they know instinctively some things, right? But when they're extremely delayed, like he is, his brain doesn't work the same. Okay, so a child doesn't know. Cup, this is a cup. You drink out of it. You don't fill it too high. You set it down. If you hit it, it'll go over and spill. They don't know all that stuff until you teach it to them. He don't know what people around him are doing. He know what it feels like when he's hungry. Um, Naturally, babies are supposed to know when they're hungry. I don't think he really understands that the way a normal baby and child would. He does not know to calculate that smell of food to, I want some of that. That's why he doesn't react the way he does. But if you come at his face, he gonna turn away. That says a lot. And it's not about him rejecting the food or the spoon. He don't even understand what the heck is going on. He don't want to be hit. You can do with that what you want to. I know what I see. He don't want to be hit, hurt, harmed. He don't like her. He's always trying to get away from her. But she don't feed him. She don't try to feed him. He hasn't understood what that is. When you take a child from a bottle to a spoon, uh, you got to teach them. You know, it's not that hard for them to kind of get the concept because they instinctively know things and they've been feeding nipple bottle this whole time. And they watch you, the adults, and they see you eating off a spoon. And they're like, mm-hmm. And they can compute what you're doing. He can't do that. He don't even see these people. He don't. Paid him. He's somewhere on another planet. She never taught him. She never taught him. Let the spoon come to your mouth. Open your mouth. Take it in. Chew it. Swallow it. He don't understand that. But y'all are saying he do that because he rejects the food because he's scared to swallow because it'll go in his lungs. Why aren't those in the medical field online correcting people who say this? The boy drinks milk, and guess what he do with it when he take it through that bottle? He swallows just fine, might I add. And she mostly been giving it to him in the stroller and shit, laying down. He can swallow. People play with y'all online and lie to y'all, but you gotta know better. He can swallow. She doesn't even try. She don't. She cares not about that boy. Let me tell y'all something. If Blueface cared about him, 1 iota, which he doesn't, because remember, he's the main one who was sitting right there, giving her the drink and the smoke and the whatever else, and parading her around for y'all so they can make money and become this thing that makes money together. And he knew she was pregnant. His baby, the cat down the street baby, Charles Barkley baby, Ronnie Doe baby. Don't matter, it's still a child in her womb. And that's what he was doing to it. Of course, him and her, but yeah, he didn't care one bit. Then when he got out of jail, he went to Vlad. Y'all say Vlad, I don't care. Voldemort, whatever the hell his name is. He said, the Junior don't have no disabilities. Y'all know the saying. I'm going to say it anyway. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. Can tell you that's some. All right. He also said he didn't see her drinking when she was pregnant. When Vila asked him about that, boy, we saw you seeing her drinking when she was pregnant. You forget y'all was on a TV show and all over social media the whole time, and the whole world watched this. Did you? We saw you give her bottles. We saw you sit and drink with her. It's tons and tons of footage out there. I got a lot of it, tons of it. And we saw you. He don't care about that boy. He likes to play with y'all with this. He the daddy, he not the daddy. He care, he don't care. He gonna get with her. He gonna leave the fair. He gonna do all this, stay this, and that. He barely. Not that I want to get into that, but it seemed like he really didn't want to be around that girl this weekend. Not that I care. I'm just saying. For any of y'all think this shit cute, ain't nothing cute about it. The boy, Junior, her son, that boy that was there too. Him, yeah, he need help. Okay, it's 1,000 videos circulating around here, and y'all just talking about all this other stuff. Junior, the boy, the little boy, he need help. Okay, he need help. He need help. If we're gonna talk about her, we're gonna talk about him. Let's talk about getting that boy some help. Let's bash them. Y'all go in the chat. You bash them. You talk about Junior. Talk about why he's not getting professional help. Talk about why Blueface trying to play with y'all like he even could care about the boy when he would be telling her to take him somewhere, get him some help, get his feet fixed instead of standing him on his ankles. You know how they, you know how they used to do captured people back in the day and torture them and stuff like that. There was a woman that came on here. She's a white lady, and she talks about these things sometimes. Sometimes people get on here and advocate. I don't know how sincere or whatever the heck that's going on with that, but y'all seem to listen to them more, especially those who really don't know your history. But I gotta find that video and post it. She told this situation. She was talking about these recent hangings and lynchings and Nolan Wells and how people, try to act like whatever we heard, y'all heard, because I know what happened. Um, but whatever people may have heard or think about lynchings in the past, they seem to be- behave like they feel like it's a one-time thing or it was a just every once in a blue moon, and it was so just a lot more clean cut than it was. And she talked about this story, and I got this story lined up because I'm gonna start talking about these lynchings, and it's lined up on one of my stories to talk about. But she talked about this one guy and how they accused him of, messing with his boss wife. Not as an affair, but they always do that. They accuse him, the man, of messing with the woman and stuff like that. Um, and so they gave him a little quick trial, it was about an hour, and the jury took about maybe 5 minutes, maybe, and say he was guilty. He gonna die by hanging, of course. And they put him in jail. And when they do that, when they did that back then, it was all just to play for show. They was gonna do that to him anyway, but they gave him a short trial. They came and they, of course, uh, took him up out in the jail in the middle of the night. And of course, the sheriff's usually okay with it. They'll leave the cell unlocked. They'll go in there and unlock it for him or whatever. But they're not gonna stop him. And they declared they was gonna hang him. Now, when they would do hangings, it was like it was a ritual, of course, but it was always a big affair. People would come from other towns. Schools would shut down. A lot of people would be let off work, if not all, or they would hold some businesses for the most of the day. Things that had to get back to operating so that they could attend. But it's almost no one who wouldn't attend because that's how much they would benefit somewhere inside of their evil selves from having this experience. And it's not like it was a rare experience. It happened every day, all the time. And with this particular one, they would also have the children be there. They would teach them that this is what we do to them. This is what this is. Be proud of this. This is great, you know. And they would hang him, and they put him down and lowered him into the fire. Brought him up, put him down into the fire. Brought him up, put him down into the fire. Brought him up, and other torturing types of things until he did finally pass away. And I'm probably leaving out some stuff. There's so many cases, so many situations, but just to give you a general idea, they would definitely take pictures along the way. These pictures you would see on your postcards, on the newspaper. They would want to put it out so other states can read. It's just, but look at what we did, and this we proud of this work. They would cut off parts of his body. He was, because when I get ready to say this, it made me think of the sister. I forgot her name, but the one they recently found in the picture, which is real, of her when she was found, is how she had her hands. She was trying to get the rope up off her neck, and rigor mortis set in like that. You could see the coagulated blood on this arm. You could see it all down in her legs because the blood drained down and everything. And the right arm, you could see it locked in that position too. I didn't see it before they blurred out her face. I would have, uh, but so you can imagine, as anybody would, the man was trying to get the rope off his neck, and they took and they cut off his fingers. So all he had left was nubs to attempt to do that with, and they thought that was funny. They would make the children watch and participate. It wasn't even a choice. Did you see the movie Rosewood? Remember the little white boy? He said, "But on this, he my friend." And now his daddy was, and he just would look at it. He didn't like his daddy. He didn't like that stuff. And he was telling him, this is you being a man, and you know, Inez was just like, they didn't give their boys a choice. That's what they taught them, boys and girls. And they had the little boys get parts of the bodies to keep and pull out his teeth. Now this was a quite young guy. I can't. I think I want to say Jesse something, but I don't want to get it wrong. So I'll come back with the full story when I start the lynching series. But they had them cut parts of his body off after they burned him and hung him. And they would have the children each get a tooth. Now, the older you are, you know how it goes with the gums and teeth. But when you're young, you're in your prime, like early 20s, 19, stuff like that, you're strong everywhere. So your teeth is locked in. Okay, you can get punched in the mouth, all that. Your teeth pretty much stay there. So it wasn't easy, but they used tools, whatever, and went up there one by one and got them a tooth. Okay, and you would see postcards and pictures and everything. And before they would do this, they would advertise it, have a billboard up, and, send out then the little how they do the news media and stuff, and everybody would know there's gonna be a lynching in that town. They would have picnics. That's where picnics came from, and a lot of times they would eat the bodies too. So they may be included in some of that picnic. The type of torture they used to do to our people. A lot of times they would give them scraps to eat if they decided to give them something. It's not like they could go to the store and get their own. Just like Junior, he can't get nothing for himself. He's at the mercy of his mother who don't care. And what you saw with Blueface trying to feed him is that he does not understand at 3 years old the concept of eating, and not necessarily just because of his disability, his delays. It's also because she don't teach him nothing. And that is one thing Blueface did say that was correct in that B-Lad interview when he came out looking crazy with gloves on and his finches hands clenched up on his shoulders like that, looking traumatized. And he was exposing that she don't even try to feed him. Now, you know how you get a baby, they say start with vegetables because once they get the sweets, it's over with. But you start them with solids, and at first they like, you better get out of here, I don't know what you're doing. Then you put it in their mouth, and they like, they checking out the texture. What is this? And they're moving it around. They're figuring it out. Okay, they used to milk. What I got to do with this? And analyzing what they think about it, how they feel. And sometimes you got to try stuff over and over, mix it in and all this. And eventually they like, okay, this eating thing. All right, let's go. And by the time they, give them a couple of months and you can't have none on your plate because they don't want it. But it takes a while. So just imagine we saw Blueface get what, 2 spoons at least in his mouth, and, he's going to be analyzing that. His mama don't try to feed him. She just treat him like worse than a dog, worse than they parade this boy for money, put a mic on him. They treat him about like how the people used to treat the slaves. Anytime they want to bring them out for show, you know, anytime they want to torture them, make them do things, make them dance, put on a show. Same way she bring them out. Come on, walk, stand. on his ankles. Because every time you stand him up, you stand him on his ankles. Can you imagine the torture that that is? And so many of y'all, millions probably, watch her on a regular basis. And then the combination of his fans, sad to say, and hers over the weekend watching them with that boy. And you want to give Blueface credit. Credit for what? Blueface is not a child. He's a whole adult. He knows that that boy desperately needs serious help. Forget about Chrisean, him, anything they want to do with each other. If he cared an ounce about the boy, he'd be telling her, "You disgust me. I'm not effing with you ever until you get that boy some help." That's all it takes. She don't care about nothing else but Blueface. Imagine if he looked at her and said, "You know what? We both was wrong the whole time you was pregnant. We did this. We drank. We smoked. We popped this and did that. You didn't get prenatal care. But look at your son. He's in now. Look at him. What he going through. He need help. And you're not even trying. You disgust me. I could never see you be with you. Want to talk to you. Want to look at you. Until you get him some help. Seriously, get him some help. I wonder when Junior was younger and Blueface ended up posting that picture. What were the conversations? Because it's his moneymaker, right? At that time, that was him making his bread was contingent a whole lot upon being able to use her for that, right? So I'm just trying to figure out what were the conversations. Was he saying get the help, and being serious about it? These appointments that were made and not kept, and him even coming out for the appointments, but she skipping out on it. I don't see how any dude who want to call himself a man who actively and intimately can see these movements with her from back then and even now and still find some attraction to her. As a human being, I have seen guys get disgusted at females. They actually do. It can happen for your choices, your habits, things you do that they find immoral, especially for a female. And uh, not taking care of, neglecting, and abusing a child definitely is one of them. Just not even doing basic care when he needs so much and letting him get older and older in his way. Y'all standing him on his ankles. He's not getting food, proper food and drink. Any human being deserves that. And you mean to tell me this dude won't look at her with disgust and tell her take him to get help? And I asked this question too, because this to me they're full on demons, right? But I asked this question: if he's supposed to be such a genius at marketing with these girls, and he knows how to find something for them, Jaden. He did the songs, the music. That was pretty cool. That was cute. Too. I like. mm, Yeah. It's gone now. Okay, it's on her, but he gave her the momentum. I mean, she's sitting over there talking about him every day, all day. But that was a pretty good idea for her. It could set her off. I don't know what you're gonna do with Nevaeh, but we saw what he did with Krishan. Um, that really went nowhere, but it had a good little run and could have set her off, right? But she still, y'all love her, y'all watch her from all that. I, I don't know why he doesn't be like, hey, you know what would really be a great thing for you and get you popping, and it has longevity to it and all that. It's for you to just Mm, maybe saying too much would probably steer away. If you say come to terms with what you did and talk about that, maybe eventually, but just market it to her in a way that she can see it's a good idea and see that that's what he want her to do. He respect her for it. Thinking he could easily manipulate that girl into getting that boy some help if he wanted to. Be this mom that uh got this disabled child. You're not sure of all what's going on, why his feet like this, why he don't, why he can't this, he can't that, why, what is he doing? He's staring off and always really all over his face. All of these things. Go see a specialist. Make that your content. I'm sure she'd go for it, but I don't think he's ever tried. I don't think he would try. It's sick and it's sad. The dude sat right there and rode with her in that car with that child right there with no chair, no belt, no nothing. And they all a car full of people just engaging in substances. TikTok is doing some crazy shit. They don't like my topics. Okay. I don't like the topics they be asking me to talk about. That shit don't got nothing to do with me and the things I'm interested in talking about. But I just wanted to say that it is really hard looking at them stand him on his feet like that. And y'all think that that's something to be praised. No, anything short of getting him help, it's not something to praise. That boy is suffering and he is in great need, and it's not okay. And it's not okay to stand him on his freaking ankles, y'all. To put him in that damn playpen and walk away. No mama would do that. You crazy as hell. My children in their 30s and 20s, right? And I still can go right back and I tell you good and well, after 2 years old, it's not really too many places I'm gonna put them and walk away and think it's all good. That's crazy. No, them days over with. You can do that when they babies. Some babies. Some babies will crawl. Some babies will get out that crib, get out of anything you put their ass in. You know, so it could be over with that early. But at 3 years old, putting him in a playpen and walking away, going to get in the shower, being in your own world, we see him hop. The possibilities are endless. You see how he leaning against the thing like that? It has every potential to lean over. And it only takes, again, like I said, it's a decision from Junior. I'm about to get out this joint. No toys. Let's go grab this TV wire or whatnot. Just dangerous. Um, Allegedly he going back to, the rest of the drama, and he gonna leave that boy behind in the same situation. He don't get no praise for that. Y'all gotta knock him down and drag him upside the head for that. Okay, please do. That boy need help. Okay, if anything, he would have talked and told her, get him some help. Since he want to play with her mind, and she think that they gonna be a family and all this. Listen, all you had to do was say, listen here, if you take, cause she playing this he the daddy, but notice the whole time she never said, to Junior, this your daddy. Say hey to your daddy and daddy, daddy. Mm-mm. She was careful about that because he can at any time debating a public figure's parenting choices. Share your thoughts. Look at AI. I forgot what I was doing. At the end of the day, it ends up at the same place. He should have got that baby some help. Don't y'all let him skate by with that. Don't y'all give him no praise and no accolades for that. He left that child in the same position he was in. He could easily, if anybody can influence her to get him some help. As mad as it makes me, and I never say I get mad often. I don't like to talk like that. I might say I'm upset, but I don't say angry or mad. But as mad as it makes me, that you know, to even consider her being the one who we should try to convince or anything instead of somebody just coming to take the child. It's beyond me because she clearly. But if anybody could have convinced her to get him some help, anybody on this planet, you see where her mama at. It could have been him. He could have said to her, "You want this family? You want your family back? Okay, you think I'm gonna have my son living like this? You think I'm gonna have my son not eating and walking and talking and getting the help he needs? You think I'm not gonna want my son to be A1 top notch?" So when he get on the veil about stuff, get him some help. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He had to post the picture in order for her to get surgery. That one is a big one for me because he can get her to do anything. So at that time, he couldn't get her to commit to that boy getting that life-saving surgery he needed. It's more scary when you think about it. And then you hear her talk on top of that. She says, "My son ain't got no disabilities. He'll be fine." Anybody can see. I saw a lady post this yesterday and my battery's about to die. Plus, I'm in the middle of my workout. What the hell? um, I saw a lady post this and I just want to repeat it and shout her out for making that comment. She said, because there's too many people on there trying to say he gonna be fine, he all right. Somebody just commented on my page, "Oh, just put his right shoe on his left foot." And baby, the woman said anybody who's ever had children and really dealt with children can look at him, observe him, and see he has a lot of issues that need some serious help. It's really that simple. Okay, people who haven't been around children are gonna look at him and be like, I, I, I think he's having some troubles there. Y'all need to come for Blueface. Whether you think he's a daddy or not, y'all need to come for him. He keep going around that boy and not helping him. Let me do one more set before I go get my lunch. He keep coming around here and he's not helping him. And then he gonna have the nerve to use him for content, put a mic on him, put the camera on him, and then leave him there so he can continue to suffer. That boy don't need to suffer no more at all. And even when he get help, it takes time and all of that and so much extra damage and all this and that. He's exposing to the people who are willing to see. It's a lot she just don't do. Did you get that? You get how serious it is?